everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm the Motivated Miss Stitcher, otherwise known as Kate, and today I actually don't know, as usual, what episode this is, but it will be listed, you'll know. I'm thinking it may be 14 or 15, I don't know. Anyways, what I do know is that I have an apology to give straight off the bat. I did not film a Flosstube last month, at the end of last month. Unfortunately, I had a lot of papers due for my courses at school, which I did awesome on, by the way, which is great. Won't go into that much more than that. And I also got COVID. So yeah, I had basically enough energy to write those papers, and that's about it. Otherwise I was a snotty mess. If you get what I'm saying. So I have a lot to show you. I did a lot of stitching, both in March and April. But to be fair, I can't really remember what I did in March. I only started making notes on it I attempted to start making notes on what I did each day last month in March, but I fell off the bandwagon. I was better this month though, which is great. But we'll just go through everything, and we'll talk about what I've been up to, starting with the first sale that I'm a part of, which is a Snowman collector series or collection, and this is the clown. I have been doing this each part in two stages, because the pattern, which is inside here, is actually sort of split into two by a crease that is made by the book. This is where I am. As you should remember, I completed the needle binder, the needle worker, sorry, last time, and I'll maybe just fold it back in half against itself once more so that I have an easier time of showing you a close-up of what I actually did, and that is the clown. And this took me probably maybe about a week to get finished. As I've said, I've been doing the Snowman project on 32 count Bedrock by Bee Stitch Me. It's a fabric, and I like it because it reminds me of sort of snow and sand ridden snow that, like, after it's been salted in sand by trucks in the winter. So it kind of resembles that for me. So there's that. But we have more of that Bedrock fabric, 32 count, coming in on Alien. This is what she will look like after she's done. If you remember, or if you're old enough to remember, she is the alien from the Alien series of movies, and the cat in her arms is called Mr. Jones. And I started this for an ex-boyfriend, but I'm bound and determined to finish her. I'm not doing a lot on her every month, simply just trying to get the minimum stitches for Wit Warriors done on this piece every month. And so basically, I'm sorry about the shadows, but I've been basically working on that bottom bit there, and it's slowly becoming thicker. This month, I should be able to get my third page finish, which is awesome. I'm very excited for May for that reason. And then we will see how things go from there. There isn't really a lot to say about it. I'm doing her, although I'm using 32 count, usually, which is the called for, I believe, the pattern only suggests doing 1/1. I'm doing 2/2. So it's going to be a huge poster size, which honestly I know my ex would have loved, but I just want to get her done for you know, finishing purposes, I guess. Like, not maybe finishing, but I like to get things done. The next one I have that I worked on, I know this was completed, I believe, this month, and that's The Holiday Quaker by Leela Studios. I have been working on her, I'm working on it. It is a 28 count Spending Amnesia by Mystic Fabrics, and I had originally started her at the end of last year, and I basically had done the moon and just kind of around some of the reindeer, and that was about it. But I'm likely not going to touch this one again this year. But it is looking fantastic, and I'm looking forward to next year when I can pick her up. Again, put her on my Whip Go again, because she was one Whip Go call that I have completed out of apparently 2. From my notes at least. So there's that. Fun stuff. My next thing I'm going to talk about is my Dark Queen of the Earth. She is a sow, so I can't unfortunately show you a, what's the word? A picture, a sample picture, but I chose to do, I obviously did, this is 2 months worth of work that you're seeing in addition to what was there before. There was the branch that goes around her head, as well as her head. I did choose the alternate head. I don't know, it just the original one seemed a little bit wide for her. This is a 32 count fabric, I believe, from Mystic Fabrics, called Hello Beautiful, and I have told the story again and again and again, and really this was my first, the fabric was my first fabric of the month from Mystic Fabrics, and I had no idea what to do with this fabric, but it just screamed to me the day I got it, we got the or saw the suggested fabrics for it, because it's just the perfect mix between both, and no regrets, absolutely no regrets going, finishing off from that. And then I have my other Whip Go finish of 2 from this year. I'm sorely behind. And this isn't quite a full finish. What happened was that there is a back order on a Kryneck that I need to properly finish this off. But I did quite a bit on this in March and filled in some stuff I was missing that I did get in, when was it? In April. So it was just a little bit of gray stuff in this area. And this is what she will look like when she's done. It's Moonflower by Mirabilia. She will be called once more at some point this year, but for now I can definitely put her away, which is a bit of a blessing to my organizational mind, as it were. So now, basically from here on out, the patterns are generally, or projects are generally whips that I have on my Whip Go board that may or may not be called. This first one is the one that I'm working on currently. It is Mira, because my Whip Go is all mirrors this year. It is Opal Fairy, if that can focus, I don't know. Let's hide my face. No, it's not going to. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, and she is Opal Fairy, where are we here? We are doing her on a 32 count Brain Fog, and it's sort of a very light blue, but it is turning out absolutely fabulous. Excuse the needle and the needle minder. This section's going to be really small. It's just like 300 high and whatever wide, which is okay. I don't mind a quick finish on my Whip Go, and it was one of the calls that were made for March, so she is on the move. There are some colors that I have just for this that I've just ordered today, so it may or may not turn out like the Moonflower, which, by the way, I forgot to mention the fabric on that one, I believe, and that fabric is the 32 count Pumpkin Spice by Mystic Fabrics. So, and then that was this fabric here. I won't bother showing you the work I've done on it. Then we have Charlotte. I have kind of filled up my board with her a little bit, because she is a sort of a official, unofficial Sal with the Queen City Stitch Retreat, which I am going to in October. I just booked my flight this month, which makes me extremely excited about it. And basically, because the Queen City is Charlotte, North Carolina, or one of the Queen Cities. We have one here in Canada, but I won't mention it right now. But yeah, so I have, she's on my board 4 times, and she's already been called in April and for May. So eventually, hopefully, my Wheel of Fortune, as it were, will call her. And she is being stitched on a piece of Opal 32 count Atypical from Mystic Fabrics. You can tell, well, it's not that I'm overly obsessed with Mystic Fabrics, it's just that I am a constant subscriber of her fabric of the month. And, well, when you do that, you might as well use the fabrics that you have, right? So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully, the way I choose what project I'm working on next is I have what is it? Dark Queen of the Earth, and as well as Snowman Collector on there with all the numbers for my Whip Go. And I just basically spin the wheel until something that I haven't touched that has been called, or those two cells come up, and then I work on that. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, the next one is Twisted Mermaids. Both numbers for this have been called already. I believe it was in February and January and February, sorry. Yes, and I've been able to touch it a little bit, but I ran into a snag when I ran out of some of the color that I needed to start finishing it off. So what I've done is I've been working on the tail of the green mermaid a little bit. Sorry about, I don't have a habit of ironing. I apologize. Maybe I do need to get an iron. And then the one tail has been worked on a little more so far. As I said, I am missing some colors, so I have put this aside for the moment. I will eventually pick her up and finish the two sections off, but for now, I'm kind of halfway in between one of them. The next one is Moonflower. She, let me see. Oh no, it's not Moonflower, it's Snow Maiden. And she was called in March. I haven't been able, I did touch her a little bit, I believe. But again, some colors got messed up, and while I did declare a finish for Moonflower with all these colors missing, I just don't want to do that anymore. So I got my order in as of today for the flosses I need and so on. And I will pick that up when I know that I have the colors again. Fun stuff, right? So that is that. And last but not least, I have two Sleeping Prince sections on Sleeping Princess that I have to do. This was called in April and May, which, you know, seems, given the amount of flowers and everything that she is, it's a fantastic choice. Pick, I should say. For this one, I went for the called for fabric, I believe. This was a second start, but she's gonna look fantastic when she's done. I'm not doing sort of a section by section on this one. I'm doing more of a color complete, and it's working out fabulously. So yeah, so that's that, and that is pretty much everything in terms of stitching. I'm going to keep up with what I usually do, which is doing the minimum number of stitches on my alien for the Wit Warriors focus events. Then I will basically leave everything to choice from the wheel. From what I've showed you that hasn't been completed for my Whip Go board, as well as the sals, and that's pretty much it. For For haul, I did get both my fabric of the months for March and April, since I didn't actually call out, didn't record in March. March fabric of the month from Mystic was Time Worn, 28 count Time Worn from Casual Linen. This is Mystic Fabrics, and they're both very similar actually. It's just a very basic sort of beige brown, not too much to write home about. Mystic Fabrics is going to do something a little more, is going to mix sort of a bright color with a beige or a neutral this month, which I'm kind of excited about. I do like it, and this is and then April's was a biscuit, 32 count Belfast linen, and honestly this is a little bit lighter than the Time Worn, but it is almost identical, so I'm almost wondering what the difference is myself. I feel that the difference may be just wrapped up in, you know, what fabric, what base fabric she used. Because yeah, like you know how you see on other floss tubes that they'll show you two colors of this one color on two different fabrics, one being Aida or one being a linen, and they're very different. But with the varying sort of counts of linen or the varying counts of Aida, it can turn out very similar, and that's basically, I think, maybe what happened here. I'm not going to judge, but, you know, that's that. Yeah, so for, I guess, life, I'm done school until September, obviously. Or at least it's obvious here in Canada that it's September, but maybe not for college students elsewhere. So I have a summer filled, currently just filled with stitching and a little bit of part-time work. I am looking for other work, but also kind of wanting to focus on my art and growing this channel and just having some fun. But we'll see what happens. I did have an interview this past week, and I'm not completely confident with it, but here's to hoping. I do have an advantage for that one in that I already work for the company, and it would be an inside hire, which they're kind of, I think, due to Canadian law, they're kind of bound to put us first. But then I also know that a lot of my colleagues that are basically in my same job were also hired to do or also applied to interview for that position, so we'll see what happens. But that's that. At any rate, I do enjoy the job I work, so that's kind of okay as well. So yeah, that's everything for this week. I hope you have a great time stitching, and don't forget to subscribe, make a comment. Tell me if you watch me and you're attending the Queen City Stitch Retreat. I would love to make a connection in terms of my channel and what have you. That would be fun. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of filming, but that's like in October. With that, I just want to stitch and enjoy myself and rub shoulders with Nora Corbett herself, or Corbet, I should say. Anyway, we'll see everyone later, and have a great stitching month. I'll see you next month. All goes well.